You need to realize that being a woman comes with a huge advantage, and when you learn to combine your beauty, your skills, and your experience, you can literally get paid to exist. I'm Mika, and I'm a dancer and a feminine energy coach, and today we're going to be talking about how you can get paid to exist as a woman, period. So I have an ebook that I wrote up, so this is what I will be referencing. If you see me looking over here, I'm literally reading exactly from my ebook. And yeah, so let's get into it, okay? So first things first, you cannot get paid to exist if no one knows that you exist, okay? Many women want to call in more abundance, yet they are afraid of visibility. They fear being seen, being misunderstood, or standing out. But your confidence in being seen and your magnetism is literally the portal to you getting paid to exist. So as women, we must get comfortable taking up space. Your presence and your internal physiological setup, which are your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, and your vaginal canal, create a magnetic field, and it is sacred geometry that naturally draws in attention and awareness. So this means that whether you intend to or not, you are always attracting attention, and you need to get comfortable with this energy. So yes, this means whether you intend to or not, you are always attracting attention. So learning how to truly get comfortable with your own energy is very, very crucial. And I'm going to be reading pretty much the whole time from this, so bear with me from that, okay? So taking up space is not about being the loudest, showing the most skin, or forcing your presence physically. It's about tapping into your soft power, the energy you radiate mentally and energetically. When you train yourself in this energy, it lingers in people's minds in the most positive way. This is what we call having haunted beauty, having haunted intelligence, where you exist in people's minds far after you leave their presence, okay? So owning your presence is a form of power, and the more you embody it, the more you communicate, I am empowered, I am worthy, and I am here to offer something of value. And those who resonate will be drawn to you, and those who do not will naturally be repelled. And this is what you want. You want to be magnetically polarizing. You want the people who are not for you to repel away from you. And you want the people who are for you to see you and say, this is the girl that I have been looking for. This is exactly who I resonate with the most, okay? And sometimes we feel afraid to take up space because of the judgment that may arise when we articulate our values, our needs, and desires. And often we are too invested in someone else's world because we haven't fully claimed our own yet. That's why it's essential to strengthen the muscle of taking up space in your life, advocating for your needs, carving out time for your dreams, goals, and ambitions, and standing firm in the life that you want. Okay? So you might find yourself like super invested in other people's lives, super like, oh my gosh, I wish, like basically resonating with someone else's life when you can be taking up your own space and creating your own world and own atmosphere for other people to resonate with and for other people to come into your world, okay? And you have to spend time with yourself and do the real inner work in order for you to know yourself and to know, you know, what is my presence, what is my power. And we're going to get into all the inner work as well. So, yes. Okay. So, yeah, taking up this space allows you to gently push back against systems and people that try to diminish you. Women have been suppressed for so long in history and just throughout society, and it is for a reason. It's because whoever works with feminine energy reaps abundance. And if people knew this, then it would solve a lot of worldly problems because there wouldn't be that hierarchy. There wouldn't be that huge wealth gap because everybody would be getting the abundance that they deserve, whether you're pouring into the women around you, the women that you love, or you're pouring into yourself as a divine feminine being, okay? So by taking up space authentically, you can also amplify others, bringing them into presence and helping them step into their own power. And this is where like you help other people transform and you give other people the permission to live their best lives as well, just from you showing up and just being yourself and not being afraid to, you know, be visible, not being afraid to be judged by people who don't even resonate with you, not being afraid to stand out and just be yourself and attract the people that you need, or attract the people that really resonate with you and repel the people that truly don't. Okay, so you no longer require anyone else to be small around you to feel big. And this is the best energy to be in, because you don't want people to have to shrink themselves to be around you because you are shrinking yourself. You don't want a circle of girls who shrink themselves, okay? Over here on this channel, babes, and every one of my pages, we are up leveling, and all of us are at our highest capacity, and we are aiming for more. We are wanting more, and we are getting more, period. Nobody around me needs to feel small, act small. We all applaud each other, and we all lift each other up, period. Okay, so taking up space is an art form. Okay, it's about trusting that your power is yours, and you don't need permission from anyone else to access that power, period. Okay, your presence, your voice, and your energy all belong to you, so own them fully. So I'm going to give you some inner work prompts so that you can kind of see where you are right now. So number one, and write these down, and also feel free to comment your answers in the description so that we can have like an open conversation about this. Okay, so where in my body or in my energy am I contracting to avoid being noticed? And what would it feel like to expand fully into my magnetic presence? Number two, what beliefs or stories about being seen are holding me back? And how are they limiting my ability to receive abundance and opportunities? That's a good one. And number three, how do I currently allow the energy or opinions of others to influence how I show up? And what would it feel like to reclaim full sovereignty over my own presence? Period. And I have, in this ebook that I created, this is full of inner work. There's a lot more inner work. There's also a lot more embodiment practices within this, because I am a dancer. So I love to combine dance and feminine energy and spirituality to really bring our spiritual, mental, and emotional bodies into physical form and manifest through that. So this ebook is going to be in my description down below if you want to dive deeper into everything that I'm talking about. Okay, so this leads me into number two, which is your self-concept and embodying your feminine value, other known as your energetic perfume. This is what I love to call energetic perfume. So we're talking about upgrading your self-concept and your energetic perfume. So what is energetic perfume? So your energetic perfume is the quality of energy that you are radiating within your auric field. Your auric field is like your aura, but it is your energy field that surrounds you. Okay, so your energetic perfume is always signaling and communicating to the universe and manifesting with it. How your energetic perfume is expressed and how you are embodied in this world can either attract or repel your desires. So this means that, you know, if you walk into a room and you are feeling like you don't look that good, you're not that smart, there's people that are better than you, this energy is literally emitting off of you. People can smell this energy on you. People could see this insecure or this insecure energetic perfume that you have going on. And when you carry yourself with confidence and you are secure in yourself and you love yourself and you fully accept who you are, no matter if people like it or not, then you start to become super magnetic to the things that you actually want and to your true desires. Okay, so this isn't about working physically harder to chase your dream, success, or desires by turning your focus outward or with words necessarily. But this is about turning your focus inward to amplify your magnetism that you already have within you. Okay, and to attract the soul-aligned success that you desire. So the goal is to make your energy as fragrant and magnetic as your higher self yearns for. Challenge what you think is possible for yourself, and you will realize that you are way more qualified than you actually think. Let yourself be delusional. Let yourself see how good it could actually get, because guess what? When you start to become more confident, and people who are already confident, you can't tell if that confidence is fake or not. And sometimes you really do have to fake it until you make it, until it feels absolutely natural to you. Because if you just continue to be like, well, this is how I am, like, this is where I'm at in life, da, da, da. Like, no, babes, you gotta gaslight yourself to success, and you have to challenge what you think is possible for yourself. You have to jump before you think you are ready, and you have to embody that energy and embody that confidence, okay? So you have to learn to reject negative ideas and get super clear on how you want to see yourself in your life and how you want to see yourself in this world. What do you want people to look at you and be inspired by? How do you want people to perceive you, okay? And sometimes we're like, oh, we can't control how people perceive us and stuff like that. You can't necessarily control how people perceive you, but you can in certain aspects, and this is something that I go over in this ebook. It's how you show up, how you do your hair, how you dress. These are different ways that you can change people's perception of you versus, you know, just showing up any type of way and just having an indifferent way about yourself. You want to be clear on who you are and what you want to be known for, how you want to see yourself, because that is how you're going to show up in the world. Okay, so get comfy. Honoring the divine feminine and understanding your worth will bring you so much more abundance, and this is going to help you shift your self-concept and how you view yourself and your feminine value. Honoring the divine feminine, even if you are a female yourself, is always going to bring you more abundance in several ways, whether that's spiritually, mentally, materially, etc. It doesn't matter. Anything that you add to a woman is going to add to you, because we are natural abundant beings, okay? And this is very important to know about yourself, because it's going to help you change your perspective about yourself and how you show up in the world and your true inherent value. Because as a woman, your energy alone is valuable. It doesn't matter what kind of woman you are. You are connected to the divine. If you are a woman and you exist in this world as a woman, you have inherent value. If you have a womb, you have inherent value, and you need to know this about yourself so that you are not dimming your light, and so that you are not misperceiving yourself and your actual value, okay, and lowering your actual value. Because a woman who is in her feminine can attract more abundance and prosperity versus a woman who is in her masculine. A woman in her masculine will have to go out and physically work for the same amount of abundance and prosperity, whereas a woman in her feminine will just be able to attract it easily. So when you see, you know, women in survival mode working super hard, this is when you see women in their masculine, and they're going out working extremely hard for something that is already innately going to be attracted towards them when they tap into that energy, okay? So focus on your divine feminine, and you will see how abundance and prosperity increases in your life. And when you pour into the divine feminine, okay, this means pouring into yourself, pouring into the women around you, pouring into the women that you are inspired by, etc. You are going to have to step it up within your creativity, within your patience, within your belief in yourself as a divine feminine energy, and you are going to have to start honoring yourself a lot more as a woman, because you must abundantly give to the divine feminine in order for your prosperity and abundance to grow. Just think about it. When you are not feeling your best, when you are not taking care of yourself, when you are going days and days and days without, you know, pouring into yourself, your magnetism literally gets shut off. You begin to not attract things as easily, you know, like you have to actually go out and physically do things. Your life becomes more of an outward task instead of an inward task where you are literally just attracting things, okay? So if you're not giving gifts and praise or appreciation to the divine feminine woman, which is yourself, especially other women in your life as well, you will definitely have issues and have to turn to your masculine side and work a lot harder for your money and abundance, okay? So when you allow yourself to think differently, you will see a major difference in the things that you attract and how easily you attract, okay? There's a reason why feminine energy has been suppressed and shunned and missing in so many parts of society. And I spoke about this earlier, that it's because everyone who works with this energy, everyone who works with feminine energy, everyone who pours into the divine feminine reaps abundance. They receive abundance. And this is why you see men who are like super successful, they always have a beautiful woman by their side who they pour into, because when they pour into that woman, it's naturally going to recycle back into them, right? You don't never really see like super successful men and they're not taking care of their mom, they're not taking care of their wife, they're not taking care of their daughters, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do see it, but 9 times out of 10, like, even if you see men who like cheat on their wives or whatever the case may be, they're still lavishing their wives in beautiful things. And I'm not saying that it's okay to do that. It's not okay to fucking cheat. Like, I'm not accepting that. But what I'm saying is that maybe that woman is okay with whatever that is, and basically the woman is getting some sort of something that she needs out of that. She's getting poured into in some sort of way in which she's okay with, and in return that man is being blessed with more abundance. Okay, this is why it's important to not give dusties your energy and attention, because they are going to reap the abundance that you naturally have, and you could just keep that energy for yourself, especially if somebody does not deserve it. But that's not what we're here for, so let's keep going. Okay, so as I've said before, being any type of woman is divine. All kinds of women are connected to the divine and connected to abundance, wealth, prosperity, and creativity. And you must know this about yourself, because it's going to illuminate your identity and your self-concept, and it's going to illuminate your innate worthiness, okay? Because there's too many women who are walking around here feeling like they're not worthy, feeling like they can't get paid to exist, feeling like they can't, you know, attract certain things. And you need to know what your true value is and what your true worthiness is, because once you have this understanding of yourself, and once you know this about yourself, it's going to completely shift. And once you do the inner work, it's going to completely shift how you receive. Okay, so your self-concept is the foundation of your entire reality. Neville Goddard teaches that the outer world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your inner assumptions. So this means that life does not respond to what you want. Life responds to who you believe that you are. Okay, so when you see people, you know, having all of these things, the only difference between a successful person and a non-successful person is their belief in themselves and how they see themselves. Because if someone sees themselves as not really worthy, or not being able to do or get things, or, you know, they're not worth it or whatever, they're not going to get it. You don't see successful people who are like, I don't deserve this, because once they start having that belief about themselves, they lose everything. Okay, even if there is a successful person who lost everything but they still have that belief in themselves, they're going to get it back. Okay, so when you identify as a woman who is chosen, worthy, magnetic, and prosperous, the universe rearranges itself to affirm that belief back to you. And this is something that I literally practice in my own life, and I see it every single day. Every single day. When I say my affirmations and I literally walk through my day with these new beliefs, I literally see things reflected back to me. People will come up to me saying things that I'm affirming to myself, and it's literally because I am radiating the energy that I believe about myself. Okay, so when your self-concept is rooted in doubt, scarcity, or feeling unseen, life will continue to echo those vibrations to you. The key is not to force the external to change. It's to become the version of you who naturally embodies what you desire, until that identity feels as real as breathing. Okay, it has to feel as natural as me saying that I am wearing a black dress right now. That natural, that true. Okay, you need to make these new thoughts and new beliefs about yourself so natural and so normalized within your life, and so normalized within your belief system. Okay, so the images and ideas that you consistently hold in your inner world eventually crystallize into form. To shift your self-concept, you must practice feeling from the in, meaning instead of yearning for your desires, you close your eyes and assume the feeling of already having them. I used to feel so insecure, feeling like nobody really cared what I had to say. Like, what was the point of me even showing up? Like, nobody really cared. Like, that's how I used to think about myself. Only until I started to embody the woman who I desired to be is when I started to see my life shift. That is when I started to see my channel shift. It was an internal thing. It wasn't necessarily like the strategies that I used. It wasn't necessarily anything external. Like, it wasn't, you know, that I started to put out better content or anything like that. It was literally how I viewed myself, how I felt about myself, the conversation that I was having with myself, and me assuming the feeling that I wanted to have within how people were perceiving me and how I perceive myself and how I show up in the world. So, what does it feel like to be her to you? The woman who is fully seen, loved, respected, paid to exist, and effortlessly magnetic, how does she walk, speak, or think about herself? The more you dwell in that state, the more it becomes your energetic signature, your energetic perfume, okay? This is what magnetizes new opportunities, clients, relationships, and abundance, because your consciousness and your identity are in alignment. Trust me when I tell you this, y'all. Like, follow everything that I'm saying and you will literally see your life start to shift, okay? So, your self-concept is sacred because it determines how much good you will allow yourself to receive. Because when I was viewing myself as like somebody who like wasn't really important, somebody who people didn't want to listen to and stuff like that, I wasn't allowing myself to actually receive the abundance that is truly meant for me. I wasn't allowing myself to be seen by the people who truly resonate with me because I was creating blockages that prevented people from actually seeing me, because I had up all of these false lies, lie identifications. I had these lie identifications. I don't know if I just made that up, but basically an identity that was a lie. I was telling myself like nobody cared what I had to say, like who cares. I was super insecure. I would be like, people are going to think that I'm delusional, that I'm crazy, and all of this stuff. And once I switched that perspective, and once I said, you know what, if I could even just help one person, then it's okay. If I can resonate with one person, then it's okay. If I can just, you know, see myself, not even if I can. I started to actually do the inner work to say, how do I want to see myself? Okay, I want to see myself as someone who is someone that women can relate to, someone that women can look up to, someone that women can come to advice about, because these are things that actually people were coming to me in real life telling me, and I was coming up with the false identification of like, oh, people don't care, people are going to look at me weird and stuff like that. I was putting those things on myself, and that was the impression that I was imprinting on the world, and in return I was getting that mirrored back to me. And once I started to show up fully and say, you know, if only one person likes this, or if only one person can resonate with the real me, then it's fine. And that's when I started to really attract people who really saw me, and it was a flood of people. Y'all, I literally grew my TikTok from 1,000 followers to now I think I'm at like 12,000, and I literally go up by the 1,000 like on a daily basis. Literally, because each and every day I'm starting to embody more of myself, and I'm still on this journey as well, but everything that I've been learning has been truly life-changing, which is why I need you guys to do this, because we all need to be getting paid to exist. And the money that I have been making has been the most fulfilling money that I have ever made in my entire life, period. And you need to tap into this, okay? So where was I? So yes, how does she walk? How does she speak? How does she think about herself? The more you dwell in that state, the more it becomes your energetic signature and your energetic perfume. This is what magnetizes new opportunities, clients, relationships, and abundance, because your consciousness and your identity are aligned. Your self-concept is sacred because it determines how much good you will allow yourself to receive. You are always manifesting through your state of being, not your effort, not your struggle, but your state. I didn't start to attract more followers and more money by doing more. I started to attract it by living from a state of being in which I was already magnetic, I'm already attractive, and I saw myself in that way. And I started to embody that and show up with that confidence. Okay? So the moment that you decide to believe differently about who you are, everything around you reorganizes to match that new belief. When you hold the identity of a woman who is chosen, radiant, and worthy of overflow, life has no choice but to mirror it back. Okay? You are creating your own reality. This isn't something that's just like some woo-woo stuff. No, you literally create your own reality by the state of being that you hold within yourself. Okay? If you want to, you know, have more money, if you want to get paid to exist, if you want to feel more connected to your true community and your soul tribe, start to see yourself as somebody who already is. Okay? Start to see yourself as someone who deserves to get paid to exist. Start to see your energy as valuable as that. Okay? Start to see yourself as effortlessly being magnetic, and say these affirmations to yourself. And I also have free affirmations, a free affirmation bundle as well, if you want to work on that, start to rewire your mind and start to rewire the conversations that you have with yourself as well. So let's get into the inner work for this section. So first question, and again, feel free to comment your answers down below. So number 1, what are the reoccurring thoughts or stories I tell myself about what I can or cannot do? And where did these beliefs originate, and how do they impact my actions and choices? Number 2, if I can no longer believe my limiting thoughts, what new possibilities will open up for me? How would my life change if I embraced a mindset of abundance and possibility? And number 3, what areas of my life am I playing small or holding back? What actions can I take to step fully into my potential and embrace a more empowered version of myself? Really think about these things, because these are going to help you say, wait, this doesn't resonate with who I am actually becoming, and it's going to allow you to be able to rewire that. Because if you're not aware of what's blocking you, you can't uncover the block, period. So yes, and then I also have some embodiment practices for dance alchemy. If you want to if you want to dive into more dance alchemy practices, go watch my video. It's like my only video where I was talking about dance alchemy and feminine energy and confidence. Go look at that video and take the dance alchemy practice from that video and try it, y'all. That practice is very, very powerful, because it allows you to bring your spirit, your emotions, and your mental into physical form, and for you to actually feel a shift immediately. This is something that I do all the time. I mean, I'm a dancer, and this is something that I add within my practice and in my stretch flows. So go to that video and try that practice out. And now we're gonna get into actually getting paid to exist. Okay, so how we're gonna turn your beauty, your gifts, and your skills into currency, period. So your personal brand is your currency. Okay, so in the digital world, your personal brand is your gentle superpower. As the creator economy blossoms, being visible, trusted, and authentic means you're not just participating, you're earning, growing, and paving the future. The creator economy is expected to skyrocket to nearly $500 billion by 2027. That means investing in your presence isn't just smart, it's like planting the seed for your biggest wealth harvest and securing your place in one of the fastest growing industries. We live in a time period where getting paid to exist can be anybody's reality if you decide that you want that life and you decide to actually go for it. Okay, and you see it all the time. So if any of these resonates with you, you can absolutely turn your passion into profit and get paid to exist. 1, you have a message or a purpose that can change lives. 2, you want to monetize your expertise, your passion, or experience instead of trading your time for money and clocking in. And 3, if you are ready to attract premium clients who actually value what you have to offer and actually value who you are as a person, then it's time for you to get onto a bigger stage. So what your personal brand will create for you are people who want to buy from you because of who you are, no matter what industry you're in. I don't care if you're in finance, I don't care if you're in beauty, I don't care if you're in dance, I don't care if you're in health and wellness. People are going to want to buy from you because of you. And I don't care if you switch every year, it doesn't matter. People are still going to be connected to you because of your story, your experience, your authenticity. And this is what we are creating, okay? So your personal brand will create authentic connections that converts into sales, converts into people wanting to pay you and loving to pay you, okay? This is going to convert into an asset that grows in value and cannot be taken away from you, because nobody can take you away from you. No one can take your experiences away from you. No one can take your knowledge and your skills away from you. And this is something that no job can fire you from. Nobody can say, hey, I'm taking down this business, because you are the business, okay? So, and then lastly, it's going to be clients who chase and come to you. This isn't going to be you having to, go out and DM so many people, go out and, constantly try to chase people down for them to buy from you, buy your products or buy your services. People are going to be coming to you because of who you are, and because how you present yourself, how you view yourself is going to resonate so deeply with other people because of your authenticity and your magnetism, okay? So finish this sentence. I want to be the woman who what? And if you made it this far, you are somebody who absolutely can get paid to exist, because most things that people don't pay for, they don't pay attention to, okay? People pay attention to things that they pay for. And if you've made it this far, this means that you are actually taking the time to invest in yourself. This means that you are investing actual time into yourself to see how you can grow, to see how you can get to the next level of your journey. So I want you to comment down below, I want to be known as the woman who what? Okay? Because your personal brand isn't something that you make up. It's the most magnetic version of who you already are. And the clearer you are, the more aligned your dream clients will feel when they find you. Okay? And so now we're going to get into like your niche and stuff like that. And I want you to understand this about your personal brand and your niche. They're not the same thing. Okay? So you may be multifaceted, but your brand identity is not just a list of things that you do. It's a more tailored and refined version than that, okay? So it's not just like, oh, well, I'm a creative being. I love to paint. I love to sing. I love to do this. I love to do that. That's not your personal brand, okay? Yes, you may dive into different hobbies and stuff. You may cycle in and out of different things and careers, but your brand is going to persist. Your brand is you and your values and what you stand for. And your niche is not your brand, okay? Your brand is you, and your niche is who you serve, what you do, and who you talk about. Your niche allows the fastest growth and audience attention, and your brand creates a legacy forever, okay? So you need to niche down. You don't need to help everybody. You don't need to be talking to everybody. You need to find your people. Who are your people, okay? So I'm going to give you a few prompts to clarify your niche and your brand essence. So, number 1, what conversations, topics, or teachings could you talk about endlessly even if you weren't paid for them? What is something that you're so obsessed about that you can just go on and on about, that even if you weren't paid for it, you would still love to talk about it and you could just go on and on about it? Number 2, when people come to me for help, what do they usually say I help them with without me even trying? Okay, this is going to be very important, because we want to create a brand that is sustainable. We want to create a niche that is sustainable, not something that we have to constantly outsource and look at other people for ideas for, and constantly have to, like, you know, follow trends for. We want this to be as natural and sustainable as possible, because this is how you get paid to exist. You don't get paid to exist by existing as a false version of yourself, okay? So, and number 3, what has been my biggest transformation, and how could that transformation be a roadmap for others? So whether you have become a mother, whether you are a dancer and you have went through this huge transformation, whether you are in the finance industry and you went from 0 to 100K, like anything, what is something that you have transformed so much through that you can actually create a roadmap for other people to follow? And then lastly, what are they craving that I naturally embody or can guide them towards? What are people craving that are your people that you naturally embody and that you can guide other people towards? Okay? So, you are the assets. Remember that. And you have 3 selling types, okay? So, we have lifestyle based, knowledge based, and then we have product based. So your lifestyle base is where you see people doing affiliate marketing, brand deals, UGC, which is like lifestyle content where you're like showing the products and stuff like that. And then you have knowledge base, which are digital products. This is mainly what I do, is knowledge base, digital products, courses, ebooks, coaching. You are teaching people how to reach a transformation of some sort. And then you have product base, which are physical products, of course. Now, I believe that the easiest to monetize out of all of these are knowledge base and lifestyle base, but mainly knowledge base, because it comes from your own experience and you don't have to worry about dealing with products, shipping. You don't have to worry about, you know, paying a super huge amount of money, making sure that you have the right amount of inventory and stuff. No, you literally create product online, people get it immediately, and this is why this feminine business model is so perfect for women, because you don't have to do the most. You get to stay in your feminine energy and you get to use what you've already lived through to create an income for yourself. Okay? So you want to get paid to exist in ways that align with you, which are sustainable, where you can have infinite creativity, longevity, and you can build income in a way that's exciting to you and in a way that you love. And I would say, you know, with product based, this is also like things like if you're a hairdresser, if you're a nail tech, if you are a cake baker or something like that, financial planner or something, you know, you are providing services. I would say these are really good if you're truly passionate about it, or whether you have like a clothing brand or jewelry brand. I would say it's really good if you are truly passionate about it, because again, it's going to take a lot more input, a lot more upfront of your money, a lot more upfront of your time, and just physical labor for that one. But yes, so now that we have gotten all of that down, we are moving into the last section of the segment. Is your nervous system ready for your next level of wealth? So we're talking about money, opportunities, relationships, abundance, peace, whatever it may be. Obviously, in this example, we are talking about money and abundance and opportunities, but let me just remind you that there is nothing more that you have to say or do to be receiving of more abundance. Abundance is your birthright, and you just need to realize that and claim that energy for you to tap into it. Okay? It can be kind of hard when we've spent so many years in survival mode, constantly fixing and problem solving and struggling, and those energetic patterns begin to block your natural channels for receiving. Okay? So abundance is always trying to reach you, always. At this moment, at every moment, abundance is always seeking ways to flow into your life. So you want to make sure that you are not creating blocks for it to stop that flow. Okay, so this is why I'm so excited to talk about the Soft Power Profits feminine business model. I have so much gratitude for the time and space that we live in, a time where we can create wealth, opportunities, and abundance without using our physical bodies against time. The fact that we have access to take our knowledge, our lived experience, and our soul work and passions and package them beautifully to share to the world is something that I find so incredibly sacred and something that I do not take for granted at all. Especially because many of us were raised to believe that we have to work hard and the only way that we are deserving of money and a better life is to work hard and to struggle, and we are literally rewiring that, and we live in a time period where we get to rewire that. Okay, so the real truth is that the hardest work that you should ever be doing is on your inner self. Okay, the hardest work that you will ever do is the inner work to open yourself to receive more. Okay, to work on your mind, your self-worth, your energy, and your nervous system is going to be what creates the life that you truly want, the life that truly feels good and looks good, period. Okay, you can always refine your skills over time, but to be able to live your life and then package your knowledge, your creativity, your energy, and share that through your art, your message, and your business is such a gift. And for me, being able to combine dance, feminine energy, prayer, manifestation, and business for others to use on their own journeys and to be paid passively for it is something that is deeply, deeply fulfilling to me. And I want every woman to tap into this level of abundance, period. Many of us wear this badge of honor for working hard and grinding endlessly and sacrificing our health, our sleep, and our peace, and believing that these sacrifices are what truly makes us worthy of receiving wealth and abundance. But they are not. These things like wealth, peace, and abundance are already available to you right now without the burnout. Okay, you can skip the burnout. Okay, they're already available to you, they're already accessible to you, and you just need to tap into this level of abundance and this level of awareness. Okay, so you are the extension of your bloodline. We live in a time period where you can literally get paid to exist, and this is something that the women before us were never able to pass down to us. Okay, the access that we have to truly create a soft life, one where you do not have to wear your struggle as a badge of honor, is a privilege. It's a divine privilege, and you should see it as that. It's an invitation to ascend your bloodline and to do something radically different. It's something to be immensely grateful for and to not take lightly at all. So when you start to package your experience, your voice, your knowledge, and your creativity, you're not just impacting your own life, you are creating a ripple effect of longevity for your family and your lineage, okay? This is how you begin to pass down what was never passed down to you, which is wealth, wisdom, creativity, and ease, most of all. Every single belief that you hold and the work that you do now will begin to influence and impact at least 7 generations ahead of you and at least 7 generations behind you. You are doing deep, deep ancestral and future work while you're doing this work, okay? Because we are the first generation with the ability to put what we love and what we live through in a passive machine and get paid to exist. Especially when you truly see the value in your work and when you truly feel worthy of receiving and when you know that what you carry is meant to reach and help others, okay? Everything is going to shift after that. So with that being said, is there anything else? Yes. So I want to ask you some questions because I asked you, is your nervous system ready for your next level of wealth? And that was not a rhetorical question. Oh, it's always a net, child. That was not a rhetorical question, okay? So, number one, what emotions comes up when you receive more than you expect? 2, if you had unlimited resources, what would you create, give, or contribute to the world and to yourself and your family? Number 3, what would you do differently if you trusted that resources were always flowing to you, that you were never in lack? What would you do differently? Number 4, what fears or resistance arise when you imagine yourself fully resourced, and how can you approach them with curiosity rather than judgment? Okay, think about that. And I want you to remember that abundance isn't something to chase. It's your natural state. It flows to you, and when you honor your energy, it flows to you when you honor your energy, when you release fear, and when you embody your worth, and when you allow yourself to fully receive. The world is ready for what you have to offer, and there has never been a better time to step into your sovereignty, embrace your feminine power, and get paid to exist, period. And if you're ready to take that next step, to turn your beauty, knowledge, and creativity and experience into a digital product that works for you while you rest and live in your fullest life, then I invite you to join Soft Power Profits Blueprint. This program will guide you through the exact steps that I did, that I used to literally grow my pages and to monetize my platforms, which are TikTok and YouTube were the main platforms that I use. It will guide you through the exact steps to package your gifts, launch with confidence, and build a system that generates passive income while amplifying your feminine energy and your feminine flow, period. So if you stayed for this long, you are absolutely meant to receive a life of more ease and more flow. And I know that you see yourself as worthy of investing into yourself if you have stayed for this long. Okay, so with that being said, I will have everything linked down below. I will have this ebook link down below, and I will also have the Soft Power Profits Blueprint link down below. With the blueprint, you can rebrand it and resell it. So not only will you be able to learn how to monetize and grow and get rid of limiting beliefs and really just open yourself up to receiving more, but you will also be able to make money from this exact same thing. Okay, so with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.